Welcome to the best of high school sports in Northern California. We are the B Prep Show.
And we're coming to you from one of the great venues in all of Northern California, Placer High School in Auburn.
Welcome back for another edition of the B Prep Show. I'm Mike Finnerty, joined as always by my co-host Joe Davidson of the Sacramento Bee, and we are coming to you from Placer High School in Auburn.
And this is one of the great storied venues in all of Northern California, Mike, and they play on real grass here. It still exists, and we're just glad it's not raining. We're not anti-drought, but it does bad things to my hair and your makeup.
Hey, I don't wear makeup. All right, Chuck, we got loads of football on the show. You lead it off for us.
A lot of football throughout all the segments because this is a big football region. Who are the top defensive players in the Sacramento region? We talk about that with some highlights, and we introduce you to maybe the best player on defense in the Sac Joaquin section. Rankings, commentary, highlights, previews, reviews. It's a lot, but we got other stuff too.
We do. We've got soccer, we've got volleyball, some upsets in volleyball, by the way, a big one. But we're going to start it off with football, Joe. We got our Les Schwab Game of the Week. It's a Sierra Foothill League showdown. You've got the Rocklin Thunder playing host to the Folsom Bulldogs.
It doesn't get much better than top-ranked Folsom on the road to take on number 3 Rocklin. Both teams 7-0, and the question heading into this game was whether or not the Thunder could slow down the mighty Bulldogs. Well, out of the gates early was Folsom, and it started with this plunge into the end zone by Bailey Leolagi, putting the Bulldogs up 6-0. Late first quarter, Leolagi gets the call again, this time around the left side for the score. Folsom goes for 2. Browning finds Jake Morgado wide open in the end zone, and it's now a 14-0 Folsom lead. Second quarter now, and here comes Rocklin. It's Will Floyd over the middle to Brady Mays, and he takes it in for the 14-yard score, cutting it to 14-7. Midway through the second quarter, Rocklin does it again. This time it's Floyd to Gates Sorensen. He goes up for it, and he holds onto the ball. That's a touchdown, and we're all tied at 14, and we've got a game. Now, with under 3 minutes left to go in the half, Folsom answers. It's Browning to Cole Thompson from 35 yards out, and then just before the half, one more time, Folsom strikes again with Trey Green going around the side there for a touchdown. Bulldogs up 28-14 at the break. In the second half, it was all Folsom as the Bulldogs scored 14 in the third, another 14 in the fourth, and outscored the Thunder 28-7 in the half and rolled to a 56-21 win. Folsom now 8-0 overall, 4-0 in the SFL, and will finish up league play with a home game this Friday against Oak Ridge, and then next week against Wood Creek. Another big night for the Bulldogs, who were tested early for the first time all season.
Well, they're a good team, not taking any credit away from them, but, when we turn the ball over, when I turn the ball over, it was on me. It's going to be hard to beat a good football team, and it got tied up, and we showed a good job of keep going and not giving up and not crashing under pressure. That's the first close game we've really been in that late. So our team did a good job of responding to that and fighting on to end up beating them by 35.
We're the number one team there, number 3, so we knew coming in it was going to be a tough game. So our coaches put a great game plan together. So hats off to them for giving us a great game, but when we stick to our game plan, I think we'll always come out strong.
Not everything can be just a cakewalk. You need to be in battles, and you got to be battle tested going into the playoffs. And like I said, the way we jumped out, I think we kind of relaxed a little bit. Thought it was going to be another just big blowout. Rocklin battled back, but again, our response from that 14-14 tie was pretty impressive for our guys. I'm very happy.
We're playing hard. We're staying healthy, which is big. And our defense did a great job versus a great offense. So I feel good about where we are, but there's definitely room for improvement. We got 2 more weeks, and we need to finish strong. We got Oak Ridge next week, which they're always ready to play us, so it'll be a great challenge.
It's a Pioneer Valley League matchup, the Placer Hillman at home in Auburn to take on the Bear River Bruins, a matchup of 2-0 teams. However, before the game, there was a moment of silence for Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Danny Oliver and Placer County Sheriff's Detective Michael Davis Jr., both who were killed in the line of duty on Friday. To the game now, and it didn't take long for the Placer offense to make a big play. Clark Pietro Monaco connects with Owen Scott. Hillman in business. Now, moments later, it's Pietro Monaco to Austin Hess for a 32-yard touchdown. And just like that, it's 7-0 Placer. Still in the first quarter, Placer with the ball when Pietro Monaco keeps it himself, and he is going to race 51 yards for the score to put his Hillman up 14-0, and head coach Joey Montoya is loving it. That's worth 2 fist pumps for the Placer faithful, but they're not done scoring. With just under 2 minutes left in the half, Hess finds room around the left side, that from 8 yards out to make it a 21-0 game, all Hillman. We're going to skip ahead to the fourth quarter, still 21-0 when Pietro Monaco looks downfield and finds a wide open Frankie Neal. That's going to go for 50 yards, and it's now 28-0 Placer, and that would be your final as Placer improves to 3-0 to take over sole possession of first place in the PVL. It was a big win and a big celebration for the Hillmen, but after the game, all thoughts were on the fallen officers.
Oh, I'm very proud of our kids. You know, we had a crazy week, you know, with yesterday, and, you know, really puts things in perspective, you know, in terms of you know, just the fact that we're blessed enough to come out here and play a game, you know, in light of a tragedy. And so our heart is out to the community, and I'm just very proud of our kids and coaches.
We came out just fired up. It's obviously a crosstown rival, and you know what, we did our best. We played really physical, we ran the ball well, our receivers caught well, and it was just overall, it was just a great game.
You know, Mike, one of the things we appreciate about high school sports is the coaches. Terry Loeb, Scott Savoy, longtime mentors, good friends doing such good things at Bear River, and Joey Montoya. Nobody's got more energy than Joey Montoya, the Hillman head coach, and these teams are going to be around for a while.
Yes, they will. All right, Joe, we've got your top 20 high school football rankings. As we mentioned every week, Folsom's still at the top, but what do you got this week?
Look at El Dorado. 8-0 for the first time since 1983, the last time the El Dorado Cougars up in Placerville won a Sac Joaquin section championship. Big kudos and props, as the kids say, to Joe Volek, the head coach for El Dorado. We've talked to him before. He's big time. Yep.
All right, Joe, time to big picture now. Some teams, some games from Friday, and we're going to give a big thanks to our friends at the Fox 40, the final quarter. They set us up with these highlights, so let's go. The Jesuit Marauders, they are rolling right along. Bo Bisharat, the big man there. Let's talk a little bit about him.
Well, and you know what? Do they have more than Bo? Yeah, they do. They've got all kinds of big playability. Bo Bisharat, number 35, we call him Beast because he looks like a beast, and he's had a monster season. He rumbles downhill. He took this to carry 78 yards for a touchdown against Franklin in a Delta League game last week. Cole Brownholtz, the quarterback, has played so well this year, Mike. He likes to go long, and his playmaker, and Isaiah Bailey, who is deceptively fast and is very good in basketball as well. 35-19 victory over Franklin keeps their Delta League championship hopes alive, and it's been more than 10 years since Jesuit won a league championship.
Yeah, but they're ready this year. This is their
year. Right.
All right, Elk Grove, we sure love El Toro Allen. He is running so well, but the overall running game for that team, you add in a Manny Scott Anderson, they're playing well, big win for them.
Yeah, and El Toro Allen's one of the fastest guys in all of Northern California. Teams that they've even beaten them have said that's a really fast player. Manny Scott Anderson is a tough defensive player. They don't like to get burned on long plays like they did last week against Monterey Trail on a long touchdown bomb. But Manny Scott Anderson also runs with power. He had the goal line save as time ran out, and Elk Grove held off Monterey Trail to keep its slim Delta League hopes alive. But Elk Grove is a Sac Joaquin section Division II championship contender. Doesn't mean you have to win a league to get in.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Joe, Whitney has a new quarterback taking over for Hunter Rodriguez. They've had a few quarterbacks this season. How good is Tariq Caesar?
You know, he's only a sophomore, and he has played admirably. They're 1-6, but he's got a great future. So does Hunter Rodriguez, who broke his collarbone. He'll be back. But Tariq Caesar has to step in from the junior varsity to lead this team. And I think what they've learned is you can't turn the ball over, and defeats will happen. And we know Coach Mike Jimenez up at Whitney has had a lot of championship seasons, and he said, this is humbling. We've never started off 1-7, but you learn. It's how you respond, how you adapt, and they'll be just fine. You get spoiled when you win, and they've learned that, you know, we've had it pretty good. So Tariq Caesar is going to he's got a great future at quarterback.
But Roseville's out there saying, but what about us, Joe? We won the game.
Oh, Roseville didn't just win the game. Roseville rolled, and Roseville Tigers are looking to get back in the playoffs. Yeah. Larry Cunha, one of the class acts in coaching, and Roseville's done it despite injuries as well. So Tigers, you're on our radar.
Yes, all right. Whole lot more in this show, Joe. We've got volleyball and soccer. We're going to catch up.
More football.
Oh, more football. We're going to catch up with a father-son tandem. It's their 4th generation in that family. We get out to see a star linebacker, running back in the Metro League. And again, we got a whole lot more in the show. Stick around.
This is your RAM Auto Update.
Just in, the classic term used car is old-fashioned, outdated, and no longer of any particular relevance. Let's party. The Roseville Auto Mall is throwing a massive factory-certified pre-owned sales event. That means incredible savings on just about every kind of car in the world. All factory certified. It's happening now. It's going fast. In layman terms, skedaddle. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
We want to thank our title sponsor, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
All right, welcome back to the B Prep Show as we bring you the very best of high school sports throughout Northern California. Strong emphasis right here in our home region of Sacramento, brought to you by our good friends from Save Mart. Mike, more football coming up. Top defensive players. We're going to introduce you to a father-son coaching duo. Yep. Also, maybe the best defensive player in all of Sacramento is going to Cal. We're going to introduce you to him as well. But a little bit of upset brewing in West Sacramento in volleyball.
Yeah, in the Tri-County Conference, a big-time matchup, Joe. The River City Raiders of West Sac going up against Yuba City. Yuba City went in ranked number 10. River City unranked. Check it out.
One area team has been on a roll this season has been the Yuba City Honkers, up to number 10 in the B rankings, heading into their game last week against the River City Raiders of West Sacramento. First set now, all tied at 12 when Katie Covey gets it to Summer Williams. Honkers by 1. Later in the set, Raiders begin to take control behind the play of Taylor Jackie with a pair of big hits. Now looking to close it out. Opening set, it's Julie Staffler from the side as River City takes it 25-23. Second set, another battle. Raiders grab the lead here at 15-14. How about Jenna Martinez with the stuff at the net? Raiders up by 3 at 24-21. And then here it comes. Staffler crushes this ball for a 25-21 game winner. River City now up 2-0 in the match. Game 3, River City on the verge of the sweep, and the Raiders get it done. They take it 25-21 and get the match 3-0, improving to 19-7 on the season and 9-1 in league play, and making their debut in the B rankings at number 20. We go to action in the Sacramento Metropolitan Standing Small School Volleyball, with the 6-1 Sacramento Country Day Cavaliers were on the road in Roseville to take on the 6-0 first place Valley Christian Academy Lions. With the match all tied at 1, we're going to pick it up in the third set when Valley Christian's Yuba Vektomov, she's going to get the block of the net to put VCA up 9-5. Later, it's Jenny Frank with a nice effort, and somehow she gets that to fall in. It's 14-7 Lions. Here's VCA's Lily Haggerty with the serve. No return there, and it's 21-12 VCA. And the Lions would take that third set when Nicole DeFibri sets up Hannah Heckman. That one's at 25-17. Lions go up 2-1 in the match. Final set, and what a battle this was. Outstanding placement right here by Vektomov. Just finds that corner to make it 28-all. Now VCA up 30-29. Haggerty with the tough serve, no return for Country Day, as Valley Christian gets it 31-29, takes the match 3-1, and finishes out the week, improving to 21 overall and 9-0 in league play.
There's a history you feel when you visit any of the Von Hausen automotive dealerships. You'll sense the quality of Mercedes-Benz, and you'll experience the low-pressure atmosphere that comes from 2 generations of family ownership. Mercedes-Benz of Sacramento, Mercedes-Benz of El Dorado Hills, and Mercedes-Benz of Rocklin. 3 great reasons to drive one of the world's best automobiles. Come feel the difference or visit vonhausen.com.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, starting with Save Mart Supermarkets, where fresh comes first. Shop at Save Mart up and down the Central Valley. Schools Financial Credit Union, banking for everyone, value, convenience, and emerging technology. Von Hausen Automotive Group, celebrating 50 years with Mercedes-Benz. Stop dreaming and start driving. Roseville Auto Mall. If you're looking for a used car, go to the Roseville Auto Mall with over 6,000 vehicles to choose from. And Les Schwab Tires. Since 1952, we promise we'll get you more for your money.
All right, welcome back to the best of high school sports in Northern California. We are the B Prep Show. A lot of football in this region on our show. We're going to have some soccer coming up as well. But let's talk Defensive Player of the Year candidates for the Sacramento Bee. So many good candidates, great players, great teams. I'm going to start with Folsom's #1 ranked Bulldogs with Sam Whitney. You don't want to see number 51 coming into your face mask. And he's a rush end. He can knock passes down. He pursues. He makes sacks, and he loves his role. I mean, he just loves to be a beast on defense.
Let's stick with a winner linebacker again, Cameron Smith of Granite Bay. We've covered him for 3 years now. He's a state champion. He's an interception machine. He's a sack machine. And this guy is going to be feared one day at USC. That's where he'll be next year.
And we all envy bodies like Cameron Smith.
Yeah, we do.
All right, sticking with the theme of linebackers, Chris Atterbury is the heart and soul of the defense for the Grant Pacers. He loves being the defensive captain. He's got terrific instincts and the ability to read plays as they develop. And then a Jesuit, there's a guy named Isaac Lassard who will knock you down and upside down.
And he could play a little quarterback, although on our team, he's a linebacker.
Yeah, that's right. And Isaac transferred from Yuba City. He's seamlessly made this nice transition into the starting line. You know what happens when you're a transfer? If you make plays, they'll embrace you.
That's right. All right, Joe, and then there's one more in Sacramento, the Sac High Dragons. Mr. Lonnie Powell, just talk about him, but we're going to introduce you to a segment here in a moment.
Yeah, and he's tough, and he's ferocious. Going to Cal, he's a defensive end, can play running back, and the coaches over there say this is the best player in the Sac Joaquin section, not named Jake Browning, and he's impressive, and you got to catch up to him.
Yep. Would you like to learn more about Mr. Lonnie Powell? All right, it's our school's financial credit union Game On Athlete of the Week. Lonnie Powell of Sacramento High School is a two-way star for the Dragons football team, a team that is once again in the hunt for a Metropolitan League title. The 5'11", 205-pound running back is a force on the offensive side of the ball, but his real impact for the Dragons is at linebacker, where he's racked up over 43 sacks in the past 2 years. So we asked Powell if he likes to play linebacker more than he does running back.
No, that's really hard. Everybody asks me, and I just like to hit people. I can't really decide what I like better.
Hitting is definitely something that Powell does well, and it was his ability to hit that led to his nickname, the L Train.
I had my nickname, the L Train, since I was a sophomore when I first moved up to varsity, because our first home game, we played Cosumnes Oaks, and then I was just like hitting everybody every play, so they just called me the L Train, and it just stuck from there.
When talking to Dragons head coach Paul Doherty, he likes how unselfish Powell is.
Lonnie's a real good football player. People who come watch him play, you know, they can see that for sure. Something you might not know, probably his best quality, he's the most unselfish kid we've had, right? He's completely indifferent in regards to statistical categories or whatnot. I can lean on him heavily as far as, you know, he's getting 4 to 5 touches a game offensively. You know, and producing and scoring points and things of that nature. But, you know, not uncommon for our group to take them all the way down to the 3 or 4 yard line and sub them out and put a younger kid in there to, you know, build some confidence or get some different looks and have those kids have some success scoring touchdowns or whatnot.
High school won't be the final football stop for Powell, because last May he gave a verbal commitment to play for Cal next year, and he told us what it was that he liked about the Bears.
When I went to Berkeley, they recruited me like the strongest out of all my recruits that recruited me. So, like, they jumped on the board right then. They were like, you're really good. Like, you're coming in. You'll be playing a lot as a freshman because you have the power, like, that we need, because we only have, like, speed backs right now. So they were telling me, like, I'll be the power back. And that really caught my eye, because that's really what my game is, just to run people over.
It's been a long journey for Powell, who started playing youth football for the South Sac Vikings 12 years ago, and playing in college still keeps the dream alive.
Ever since I played Pop Warner, I always wanted to play like football all the way to the NFL, and I knew I had to play college football, and I never knew where I would land up. But once Cal recruited me, and then I was like, wow, UC Berkeley wants Lonnie Powell, so I jumped right on it, and now I'm about to be playing for the Golden Bears. Now I'm really happy.
As for those who have been an influence on Powell both in the classroom and on the field, well, that's an easy one.
My brother that goes to UC Davis, Artist Nelson, all my schoolwork, he just kept me all involved in school and helped me with all my schoolwork, because in high school he breezed right through it, so now he's still helping me. And my cousin Keith that went to Burbank, I've always looked up to him ever since I played Pop Warner, because he was always like 2 grades above me. So that was like my brother, like my best friend, and that's really who I looked up to the most for football.
If Powell doesn't make it to the NFL one day, he knows exactly what he wants to do in life and why.
Beyond football, I want to major in business, specifically entrepreneurship, because when I get older, I want to be a very wealthy man to give back to my community where I came from, because there's a lot of people that came back and gave back to me and really taught me the game of football and helped me with my game and gave me like the little pointers that I needed for my game. So I want to be able to do that for everybody else like they did for me.
All right, can you believe that Lonnie Powell is such a nice young man, polite, but you put shoulder pads on him and helmet, he is a beast. I think it's a great find for Cal, and he's looking forward to it. Soccer, big area for soccer. Yep. What's going on?
Well, we had some good matchups last weekend as we kind of near these final couple weeks. You know, there's teams jockeying for league titles. But I got a chance to go out and see the Cosumnes Oaks taking on the Whitney Wildcats, a pair of ranked teams. This was a good one.
We head out to Whitney High School in Rocklin for a Capital Valley Conference showdown between first place Cosumnes Oaks and third place Whitney, and this was a duel. In the first half it was scoreless, but late in the second half that all changed on this corner kick for Whitney. From your right side, it's Jake Scott heading it in for the score, and that's going to put Whitney up 1-0, and it's looking like that goal might be the game winner. However, with approximately 15 minutes left, in the middle of the pack, it's Tanner Call for Cosumnes Oaks. He scores from in close to tie it at 1-1, and that would do it as Cosumnes Oaks and Whitney finish in a tie and will look to wrap up regular season play this week. Let's close out our highlights for the week with a neighborhood rivalry matchup, El Camino at Rio American. Both teams looking to make a push for second place in the Capital League, and with El Camino already up 1-0 in the first half, Rio Americano's Hunter Brown's going to strike on this terrific shot that's going to hook in for the score. That ties it at 1-1 at the 29th minute. Then 5 minutes later, Matt Carrington's going to find Brown. He gets it to go. That goal puts the Raiders on top for the first time in this match at 2-1. Second half action, El Camino's Braden Sullivan ties it here at 2-2, but Rio Americano would have the final say on a goal from Timmy Eureka, and they beat El Camino 3-2.
Mike, good stuff on soccer. You're not kidding. These teams are so good, so talented. We'll see them in the playoffs as well. Cosumnes Oaks is the defending Sac Joaquin section champion, wanting a repeat. We got more football coming up. What do you got?
We're just getting started. We're going to get out to Franklin High School in Elk Grove to introduce you to coach and son. It's a fourth generation of that mix. We got a whole lot more. Stick around.
A credit union is a not-for-profit member-owned financial institution. Can your bank say that? Demand more from your financial institution. Make the switch to Schools Financial Credit Union for low loan rates, state-of-the-art technology, making accounts accessible anytime, anywhere, and more ATMs than most major banks. Anyone who lives, works, or worships in Sacramento and its surrounding counties is eligible to join. Be part of the credit union difference and bank happily ever after with Schools.
We want to thank our title sponsor, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
All right, welcome back to the B Prep Shows. We bring you the very best in high school sports throughout Northern California. Big emphasis in Sacramento, our home base, brought to you by our good friends from Save Mart up and down the valley. Before we get to more football and meet this father-son coaching duo, I'm looking for some more action. What else you got?
Well, you got more. Right now is our Von Hausen Stars of the Week.
This week's Von Hausen Stars of the Week are El Toro Allen of Elk Grove and Kyra Rogers of Oakmont. Allen, the 5'9", 183-pound senior running back for the Thundering Herd, had a big night in Elk Grove's win over Monterey Trail. For the night, Allen rushed for 143 yards on 12 carries and had 3 touchdowns. As for Rogers, the 6-foot senior middle blocker for the Red Hot Vikings was a force in helping lead her team to a pair of wins over ranked teams. Rogers averaged 15.5 kills and 11 digs.
Mike, we always appreciate the exceptional student athletes, and there's one down in Elk Grove at Franklin High School. Brandon Johnson is a senior receiver, and he plays for his dad. And it's never an easy dynamic when you play for your dad. A year ago, in his season opener, his first varsity start for his dad, he breaks his leg. He's out, and the father's out there in the field. And what are we going to do? And he goes, Dad, you stay here and coach, I'll go to the hospital. So they got a nice bond there. He's bounced back, he's had a big year. And you got to learn from this family that this is a generational thing.
It is. 4th generation of Johnsons, dads coaching sons. But check it out. We got a chance to have a nice little chat.
Franklin football coach Mike Johnson is in his 12th year at the helm for the Wildcats and his 21st overall as a high school football coach. However, Johnson is in his final year of coaching his son Brandon, who was a senior wide receiver on the team. While fathers coaching their sons is certainly nothing new in the world of prep sports, it's a tradition in the Johnson family that goes way back.
I'm 3rd generation, so my grandfather, he was the head football coach at Wilson High School in Long Beach for 35 years. My father played for him, played for his dad, just like Brandon plays for me. My father was a football coach at Prospect High School for 35 years. I chose not to play for him, mainly because I didn't want to be second guessed all the time. My father played in the NFL in the 60s, got drafted by the Colts in 65 in the 4th round. So it's a big football family. So I'm 3rd generation, and we're filling out college apps right now. And Brandon's starting to talk about kinesiology and teaching, and I know my wife is just shaking her head that we might have a 4th generation coming through the family.
As for Brandon, he talks about what it's been like playing for Dad.
It's been pretty much about the same. He doesn't go any lighter on me than anyone else. He tends to go a little harder, to push me a little harder just to become a better football player, but I really enjoy playing with him, and it's just kind of nice having him out here because he just wants me to be the best I can. He always pushes me to get better and better every day.
Being the head coach's son isn't an easy job, and Coach Johnson knows it.
It's always challenging, and he knows it. He knows he has to be better. I mean, he just does. There's no excuses. Everybody, it's just a real easy excuse to say, well, you know, he plays because his dad's the coach. What I remind a lot of our players is they get to leave me at 6 o'clock every night. He doesn't. He never gets to leave me, you know, and back in the day, he's in the car with me, he's at home with me. And he knows where the bar, I've always said the bar has to be higher for him because he's a coach's kid.
When coach and son aren't at the football field, it's hard not to bring the game home, but the Johnsons do find time to take a break.
Yeah, we break away pretty good. I mean, he'll always say, he'll watch film and say, Brandon, can you come in here real quick and talk to me about like how you did this wrong or good job on this. But we manage to break away sometimes from the sport and just with our own lives and talk about things.
Coaching Brandon didn't just start in high school. It's something that has been going on for years.
You know, it goes back to like flag football. I took a year off of football to coach my kids, and we did flag football that year. We were the only no-huddle spread flag team in the town of Elk Grove. And since then, I've coached both of my kids every year. So this will be our 7th year of tackle football together, and our last, so it's been a fun year.
After Brandon graduates this year, younger brother Brady will have his turn with Dad.
You know, Brady's learning. Brandon knows the rules. Brady knows the rules too, but Brady's got the smile on his face. He's so excited just to wear the helmet and the uniform. He'll be back with Pops in about a year, so he's doing a good job with our freshman team and loves football.
So Brandon, any advice for Brady?
He's always talking to me about it like, you know, I played a year or 2 with him, but you've been playing so many years with him. I just tell him, he's just going to push you, Brady, and that's what you want. You don't want him to go any easier on you than anyone else. And he's excited, just like I was when I was young.
Mike, terrific job. You could see the pride in father, son, and good for them, and great that Brandon had a senior year, and he's playing the role of a leader.
Yes, he is. Well, that's going to put a wrap on the big show. If you want to see this show, tune into Comcast Sportsnet California every Tuesday with re-airs on Wednesdays and Thursdays and sometimes Fridays. And if you miss it on TV, Joe, where do they go?
SacB.com has links every late Thursday, or on Fridays, you get back issues of the show there as well. And on SacB.com, every day we've got high school news, notes, photo galleries, because we value high school sports around here. It's big time.
Yep. All right, folks, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.